So leading into it, one thing I don't know, who knew who before the Mimic was made?
Knew who? Nobody knew anybody. I met Jake at a reading that we did, and I knew that was him. I never saw anybody else, but none of us knew really anybody. We came together for this.
So traditional kind of casting process.
No.
Yeah, I think we had to read through, right? We had to read through for this, like in that random office in Long Island.
Right.
That's where everybody met for the first time.
That was right.
And we blazed through it. I think it read in like 45 minutes or something.
That's
like
right.
a half-hour sitcom.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna have to add about 90 pages to this thing if we want to make it work.
Yeah.
And Austin Pendleton was there. And when they read through it, he turned to me and he said, "Hey, this is really good." I said, "Well, didn't you read it?" He said, "No, this is just my scene." Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Pendleton.
To me, as an outsider, like everyone had chemistry and they knew each other for years. Because looking at the cast, there's some real star-studded people in this cast. It's some big names, but it looked like, well, these three people knew each other, and then they added on these stars later. But it's interesting to know that's not the case at all.
No, I mean, a bunch of us sort of knew each other through the theater. I'd met Pendleton a number of times. Jessica Walter and Mary Lou, I sort of had known from around, but we'd never worked together. So it was one of those great things when we all got on set and it just made sense. It just speaks to how good our casting was and how good the script is.
Yeah,
Darren, Didi Khan was my neighbor, and I never met her till I shot with her, and she lived two houses away. Okay,
and she actually did fall asleep in that chair. She literally
did.
Asleep.
That was
No,
out cold.
Yeah. No, I didn't know. I mean, I knew of everyone in it. I was thrilled just to be working with such professionals and people. It was, it's a tough script. It was like super unique, and I read it and I was like, this is either going to go really, really awesome, or it's going to be incredibly difficult the entire shoot. And thank God Tommy was acting opposite me, because he made it just a breeze. And then obviously, Thomas is the director, putting the pen to page and kind of letting us go do our thing. I mean, there was definitely tough days, and I think moments where we both looked at each other. We're like, what are we doing? We're like, okay, and then we got
what do we make?
What do we do?
Let's just
let's see.
Just go.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, let's see.
And around how many days was the shoot?
18 days.
I was getting ready to say like 30 something. 18.
Yeah, 18 full-on days.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was like it was a true indie filmmaking experience in the best sense of the word. Where it just
seriously, I had to learn how to drive stick on set.
You had and you had a new baby
on my
too.
Truck. Yeah,
on your truck.
Yeah.
Like literally on camera, learning how to drive stick as we're recording, because we ain't got that kind of time, Sadoski. So go ahead and figure it out. Just try not to make it look so bad.
Yeah.
Wow. That is definitely an interview unto its own. I can't drive. My wife will have to drive if we wind up in a bad situation like that. But that's really incredible. 18 days. Now, when was it actually filmed? Because as somebody who's taping interviews 5-6 days a week, you'll ask somebody that question. Most people are saying, we wrapped in 2018.
No, it was June of 2017.
Yep.
Really?
June of 20, and we got held up, obviously, with what happened.
Yeah.
But things happen for reasons. So now we see what happens now.
Yeah.
So that's incredible that it's had to sit around that long. Did you use any of that time to tweak the film, or is it you finished it and this is what it looked like when it was finished?
No, this was a very difficult film to edit, and it took almost a year, because it was very specific, and the more specific, the harder it is to cut. And this is specific, but I'm very happy with the end result.
Well, a question for our wonderful, wonderful actors here. Did you do any kind of chemistry hangouts before filming started? Because I'm hearing sometimes that happens in indie films and sometimes not.
No, I mean, the reality was we met once for rehearsal, and then we got on set. You know, I was I was in LA up until pretty much right before we started shooting, and so it was hard to make anything work. And then I'd had a newborn at the time, so it was just, you know, I was racing back home as soon as we'd say cut, just to get there to put her to bed at night or whatever, you know. So it wasn't a whole. We spent the time that we spent was in between takes, you know, on
talking.
set.
And getting to know each other. I mean, you had a lot going on. I had the newborn. I mean, having gone through it subsequently after having a newborn, like I didn't fully appreciate like that aspect of your life during the filming. And we showed up because, you know, Tommy would drive down the set from upstate every morning. We'd some early calls, and like sleeping is a real thing when you have a newborn infant. And then on top of that, the first day we showed up at this big Italian restaurant, and we had 14 pages to shoot on the first day. And we both looked at each other. We're like, is this happening? Is this what we're doing? Okay, this is what we're doing. Like, let's just do, we're going to do this. Let's do it. Yeah.
We got no choice. You know, we got to get this. We got to get this location. We got to get this. Like, let's go. And we did. You know, we just dove in. It was sink or swim, which I think actually really works well for the stakes of the film. You know, it's just that if we were too comfortable,
wouldn't have worked.
No, you could feel it. You could have felt it, and like having quicksand underneath your feet and not knowing where the world was, I think really serves the tone of the film a lot.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Now, Tom, did the script change at all from what you had written to when you started filming?
No, very, very little. There's a few lines that aren't in there. What I wrote is what you see. You know, 99% of it.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it pretty much all stayed there. And I think what was great is we felt very comfortable coming to Thomas and being, you know, if there's something we didn't understand or we needed clarity on, or, you know, we had some ideas, you know, Thomas is the type of director that he would listen to us and you know, if we made a compelling case, he would honor that and sort of, you know, be respectful of the space that we needed as actors, which is not always the case.
No.
Was The Mimic the name of the film from day one?
Yes.
And have there been any weird overseas movie translation titles?
I
can't wait.
I know. Yeah, that's a great question. I know they can't translate The Kid. That has no translation, and it translates into a child of something. I know there's going to be things like that. They can't call it The Kid. Kid is just an American slang word. So we'll see what happens with there. But thank God they didn't call it The Kid. Then I'd have a problem.
Yeah, then you'd have a real issue.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I really like that the trailer is funny and interesting and compelling, yet doesn't give away the story entirely. It's not like certain movies that have comedic elements where you watch and go, well, I know everything that's going to happen. Did you play into cutting the trailer, or is that somebody else to do that?
No, I you know, you always let people have their first instincts, because first instincts are always the best. And then when they bring back their first instincts, then I make suggestions to tweak it, but I don't dictate. Let people do their thing first and then chime in.
Good call. So bringing it round table style here, because it's been a few years since the movie was made, and now you're in the habit of promoting it, but everyone else has worked on other stuff since then. Does anyone want to plug what they're working on nowadays in this 2021 era?
I mean, it's been weird. It's been a weird year, honestly. I think everyone can attest to that. Yeah. Like, it's just wild. We're out here surviving, you know, like, it's just, I don't have anything specific that I can talk about at this point, but I appreciate the opportunity, Darren.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's stuff going on, but nothing I can really talk about yet. But, you know, honestly, like, what I want to plug is The Mimic. Like, we made this a few years ago, and I don't think that it's any accident that a movie about madness and questioning how close to the line of madness you walk is coming out right after the year that we have experienced.
Of madness.
So I think that, you know, it's I think that people are gonna you know, they're gonna have a reaction to this film. What it is, I don't know. You know, that's entirely built of their own experience, but it's not going to be something that you walk away from thinking like, I've seen that before. You know, we got something pretty unique here.
It's amazing, Darren. It's amazing how many times you hear the word gaslight a day. It just amazes me. And here I am doing that back then, and it was around, but not like it was around now. Really something. Really something.
Yeah.
You're making sociopaths fun again. I would argue from that's a big accomplishment. If that's the one thing you had to brag about doing.
Sociopaths are so vogue right now. They really is.
Exactly. So to kind of recap, great movie, inventive movie, not the easiest film to make, but everyone's happy with the movie, to say the least. Great cast of people who didn't know each other before it started filming. People who seem like they'd happily work together again. I'm getting vibes on yes.
Yes, yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
The Mimic 2, I don't know if we're going to see that happening, but never say never.
Return of the Kid.
Never.
Yeah.
The Return of the Kid. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
God help you, Tom. The first one was based on a true story. If there was a second one, then I hope you survive. I hope you survive the Genesis.
For real. You barely survived the first one.
Yeah. It would be called The Mimic Repeats. The Mimic Repeats.
If Eddie and the Cruisers could have a sequel, I mean, what can have a sequel?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Exactly. So then my closer for everyone to answer, and this can actually just be self-promotion of your social media accounts, or it can actually be advice. Any last words for the kids? And we'll start with Jake first.
Just check out the movie on February 5th. You know, rent it, buy it, watch it. I promise you won't be disappointed. At the very least, you'll be engaged for the whole time. So we appreciate everyone that's watching it and taking the time to look at it and join our story.
Yeah.
Tommy?
Advice for the kids, you know, do what we did. Take a risk, make something unique. What the hell? What do you got to lose? You know, at the very least, you're going to have a good time doing it.
Good call. And the writer director, please.
I would, I would say when you're looking at it, if you know somebody like this, to give him another shot. All right. Because it just might be worth knowing. Don't write him off so quick. Have patience and enjoy the film.
Well said. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for your time, and look forward to seeing what everyone's going to be doing next, whenever that is.
Thank you.
Thanks,
so much, Darren.
Thank you. Thanks, Darren.
Thanks, Mitch.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Paltrocast.